All right, good morning, everyone. EDBL, extreme low float, trash stock, dropped earnings this morning. Earnings are an abomination, but you can tell this thing's being shorted after it spikes up, pulls back, and then retests the high of the day. Evidently, locates range from about 50 cents to about 30 cents. Still a price range that people would short this, and locate prices are going up. So this thing definitely top low float short squeeze idea. CTNT, also a chat pump continuation from yesterday. We'll talk about that one in a minute. But I do want to touch on something. Just want to briefly review yesterday on FFIE. I always go through the Oracle data at night, looking for trends, looking for, basically analyzing the data. Track your data, review your data, look for things you may have missed, look for things that are forming trends, etc. And, normally, like most days, obviously it depends on the day, depends on the volatility. Most days Oracle will have like what would people say most days? 5 true penny stocks on Oracle. Yesterday there was one true penny stock, one sub-dollar stock. We talked about it on pre-market prep. Sometimes I think some of you guys, you hear me say it all the time, the best way. And like, guys, this is not hyperbole. If you're trading sub $1 stocks, Oracle is an absolute game changer. It is. Because what's going to happen, most days, there's 5 sub $1 stocks. Most days, 2 of them will hit the signal. 1 will explode, and the other one might just kind of do nothing or slowly trickle lower. That's the theme almost every day with these low price stocks. So let's say you trade both, okay? And you nail an FFIE, and you trade the other one that spikes a little bit past the signal and then fades back. Now you ride FFIE up all day, and you cut the other one, and now beautiful, that's trading. Big gains, small losses. That's the name of the game. And the biggest reason I bring it up is, again, FFIE was the only sub $1 stock on Oracle yesterday, and it went from the signal at 11 cents to 35. Now, saw a bunch of them. There goes EDBL, by the way. Beautiful pre-market dip and rip. Listen, I'm not saying anyone should have held from 11 to 70. FFIE did hit 70. But man, what a trade opportunity. What a trade opportunity. Saw so many of you crush this. And I just want to bring that up because every day I say the same thing. When someone brings up a true penny stock, what do I say? Every time. It's always the same answer. Wait for the signal. If it hits, trade it. If it doesn't hit, ignore it. So, and I'm probably going to say that 5 times today. So anyway, CTNT, I do want to talk about the squeeze points yesterday. If you were on the daily double down webinar, we mapped out the level live, okay? A lot of people were like, hey, is CTNT dead? You think CTNT is still around? 12:05 p.m., I said, hey, CTNT is just chopping sideways right now, not really doing anything. Set an alert at the squeeze point, the short squeeze point of 475. That was at 12:05 p.m. At 2 p.m., our favorite time of day, it broke 475, immediately spiked to 650, and then had a second test into the close to 7. Look at that pattern. I mean, this is that afternoon pattern every day on low float chat pumps. By the way, CTNT is a chat pump again today. But the point is, whenever you get these low float chat pumps that survive into the afternoon, you just look for that high a day break because that's where shorts have their stops. Now, not all shorts, okay? Listen, the smart guys see this coming, okay? The smart short sellers are like, man, this thing's hanging around in the afternoon. I don't want to stay in this thing because it's basing nicely. But the dumb shorts, the ones we want to profit from, they all have their stops at the high of the day. So what happens there? What's the significance of that? I call it everybody's buying. Because when this thing breaks the high of the day, the longs that know this is a squeeze are buying. Remember, shorts have to buy to cover, okay? They're buying the stock. So it's there's no sellers. Everybody's buying, and that's why it went to 650 in one candle. So squeeze points, guys. It's just a great example of what we look for. So today, if we have a chat pump that does what CTNT did, holds the majority of its gains, forms a base, and is still hanging around into the afternoon, guess what you do at the morning highs, okay? You get ready to trade it at the morning highs because the odds of it spiking, while not guaranteed, okay, as we always say, no trade setup is guaranteed, but the odds of it spiking at that level, just like CTNT did yesterday, very high. So let's go back to EDBL. So EDBL, beautiful pre-market dip and rip. Well done, anyone that took it. As always, our rules are pre-market trading is very aggressive. Nothing wrong with pre-market trading. It is simply very aggressive. When do you choose to be aggressive? Okay, our rules are there's nothing wrong with getting aggressive, trading in pre-market, if things are going well for you, okay? This is what all new traders screw up. They do the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do. And hey, you're new, you gotta learn this stuff. But when you're struggling, when nothing is working, you've had 3, 4, 5 losing days in a row, new traders get more aggressive. They start trading more, they start trading bigger size because they want to make it back. They start trading more setups, more stocks, more size. That is the exact opposite of what you should do. If you just had a rough week, 3 to 4 days of losers, what you should do is massively scale back both your size and your number of trades and your number of setups, and you should strictly focus on post 945. That's what you should do if you're struggling, okay? Then, when you size down, you take some pressure off of yourself, you can stay in trades longer, and then you get your confidence back, then you size back up, then you trade more setups. Vice versa, listen, if you've had a great week this week, like you're just crushing it, then you trade early in the aggression progression. Nothing wrong with it. It's just aggressive. The aggressive progression is pre-market dip and rips like EDBL, okay? Chat pumps in pre like CTNT. That's the most aggressive move. Second most aggressive move is waiting for the 933 Oracle signals. Third is 945. Next, 2 p.m. VWAP holds like CTNT, and then week open red to greens on day 2, okay? That's the aggression progression. So it's so important, guys. If you're struggling, trade less, trade smaller size, get your confidence back, then get more aggressive, all right? EDBL, man, beautiful. All right, let's, so EDBL, top of the list for a dip and rip for sure. Locate prices are going up. Looks like they're up to about 50 cents a share now. So basically, let this thing squeeze in pre, then look for the dip and rip. If it collapses at the open, you ignore it, etc. So let's get to Oracle here. FFIE, true penny stock, wait for the signal. SINT, true penny stock, wait for the signal. AMC and GME are both leaning bearish. Listen, I think we're a long way from done with the trend on the meme stocks, but listen, if you're short bias, you've got Oracle's leaning red on these guys, wait for the short signal. SPCB, another true penny stock, wait for the signal. EDBL, again, we already discussed EDBL. It is the highest volume low floater that's not a true penny stock. Holo and SPWR leaning red as well. And then DLPN had some news last night. Look for the last night's highs on DLPN. Let me hit me with some questions. Yeah, a lot of economic data out there. Market ripping. Woo! Man. Listen, if you held your swings, EDBL is a chat pump now too. Big surprise. He probably created that move. So at 8:38, EDBL, I'm gonna change so breaking news posted it at 8:38. So I'm gonna modify my timestamp. EDBL chat pump Thank you, breaking news. Number one dip and rip. Remember what happens to 9 out of 10 chat pumps. 9 out of 10 chat pumps fail at the market open. Do we buy in pre, sell in pre? Is that the smart thing, right? Okay. You buy in pre, you sell in pre, because what we do as traders is we try and put the odds of success in our favor. Okay. If our rule is 9 out of 10 chat pumps fail at the open, is it wise to hold any of these into the open? Now, every now and then, one of them survives the market open and it runs, but it's like 1 out of 10. You play the odds. That's what we do as traders. It's no different than, I never like the gambling analogies, but like in this instance, it's a lot like poker, okay? Like, listen, if you have a crappy hand, you fold. Like, you don't try and bluff with a terrible hand. You play the odds. Now, if you got a really good hand, I don't really play poker, but like, I don't know, royal flush, I don't know. Like, you got a royal flush, you go all in, right? You play the odds. You don't go all in with, a bunch of trash. So if 9 out of 10 fail at the open, we don't hold them into the open, we trade the dip and rips. But buy in pre, sell in pre, etc. So anyway, back to the S&P. Yeah, market ripping. Let's go to, so yeah, new all-time highs. Beautiful. So swing trade's gonna be hot. So if you held your swing trades through a lot of that, well done. Nice, Baz. EDBL in at 5.9, out at 7, in at 7.38, out at 8.49. Baz, my man. So, guys, I'd like to commend him for what did he do? He traded the EDBL, a micro float chat pump with news, and guess what? In and out, in and out. He didn't hang for the home run, okay? Hey, listen, it's at 8.80 now. He sold at 8.49. Some people might say Baz sold too soon. No, 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 no. Listen, he played the odds, okay? Back to what I was talking about earlier. The odds are that EDBL is gonna yank at the market open. So even though he didn't perfectly sell the top, which no one ever does, I say great exit at 8.49. Look at that vertical move. He booked the profits. He's got 2 green trades on the day on the number 1 low float short squeeze setup. And now he can just relax till 9:45. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, Baz is in SINT at 5 cents. Sweet, jeez, oh Pete. Man, thank you, Cambo. Wow. So anyway, SINT's the true number 1 true penny. And as of right now, as always, if EDBL collapses, but if EDBL does a dip and rip, it's the number 1. And then WISA, another chat pump. Busy day. So WISA, low float, many time former runner, and a chat pump. So focus on right now, guys. The theme of the day is the true pennies, because everyone's going to be looking for the next FFIE, and evidently our low float squeeze setups are back as well. We crushed WISA a few weeks ago. So, all right, guys, have a great day. Busy day out there, and we'll see you. Remember, I'll be back at noon on the daily double down, and yeah, we had a great read on CTNT yesterday. So, all right, guys, have a great day.